Hello everyone, I'm here with an Apex Legends game video. I'm sure most of you heard about it or playing it right now because it's right popular. Well, like personally I hate Battle Royale games now, there's just too many of them. But this one actually got me hooked. I don't know, it's either because of Overwatch characters or something, but I don't know, but it's just really interesting to play. Anyway, I'm here to talk about legend known as Wraith. If I would classify her, I would say she's something like offensive flanker, something like Tracer in Overwatch or some kind of junglers in League of Legends. She's mostly offensive, a hero, and well, aka a legend. But if you know what you're doing, you can also use her supportive and defensive, but you know, she's mostly for offense and flanking. First, I'll cover who she counters, who she counterbite, and what team comp is best for her. After, we talk about skills, when and how to use them, and I'll finish it off with pros and cons of the legend. All of the timestamps will be in the description below, so if you wanna just skip something, just go down there and check where to skip. And without further ado, let's get into it. First, counter picks. Wraith Void ability counters any damage coming. It makes her invincible for 5 seconds, so most skills like that do AoE damage can be easily avoided with one click, which means legends like Bangalore, Caustic, and Gibraltar are almost useless with their ults. All the other legends are normal against Wraith, having no advantages or disadvantages. But Bloodhound. He can actually even slightly counter Wraith with his vision, giving away her positions. He also does that to all other characters, but for Wraith is worse, since like she's a flanker and sneaking unnoticed is her primary objective. So if he keeps giving away her position, enemy can adjust to the flank and actually collapse on her and shoot you down. Wraith works fine with everyone, but there are some advantages in Bangalore smokescreen, since together with smokescreen you can actually arrest your fallen teammates pretty easily and safely, since you can use your teleport and you can use your invisibility. Moving on, skills. So in your arsenal you have one passive, one tactic, and one ultimate. Let's start with a passive, Voices from the Void. Wraith passive tells you when someone is aiming at you by telling you some voice lines and showing you any screen. You will know if someone's aiming at you and if there's enemies around you in general. Sometimes it might be too late because they already opened fire, but very often it can actually warn you that there's someone stalking you and raise your awareness so you can hide. Also, it gives away another voice lines of if there's like traps laid around in the area. Right now there's only one legend that has traps, that can put traps, but in future I'm sure there will be more, so it'll be more useful, providing you with warning on enemy hidden traps. Personally, I thought her passive was useless when I started playing, since the enemy opened fire immediately after aiming, but I was wrong, because like you see in the screen right now, there's a lot of moments where it actually gave me away the position, or if somebody looking at me, it gave me enough time just to, you know, dodge those first shots. Or even sometimes if somebody was running after us and stalking us, you can use the passive ability just because you will know where that somebody is there, somebody's around you, so you know, you can look around, you can hide, etc. Moving on to our tactical ability, also known as the active ability. Into the Void. Ability makes you invisible and untouchable for 5 seconds. Also, it increases your moving speed, which makes a great defensive ability that you can use to reposition yourself and like save yourself from near deaths. But you can also use it aggressively to attack your enemy and confuse them. Keep in mind that you can easily dodge any sort of damage, will it be grenade or Gibraltar's ultimate. If you trigger it at the right time, like just when the explosion is about to go, you will actually dodge all of the damage and get out of the safe. But it does have cons as well. First, you have to keep in mind there is a short animation before the ability triggers, and I'll provide some videos right here that show you how I died just before I actually get to trigger it. So you can still get killed before you enter the Void. And if the enemy is close to you, then they can hear you, and also they can see like a little cloud following you, like your body, so you are not completely invisible. They can roughly guess where you're coming out from. You know, it's mostly just to like dodge the final damage. The best way to use Into the Void, in my opinion, is to mix it in with your ultimate, and that brings us to the ultimate. Diversional Rift, which is your bread and butter combo. So usually it goes like this: you get into a fight, your teammates and your enemy both shoving bullets at each other. Whilst they're doing that gives you a nice opportunity to flank them without them noticing, since the sound are too loud and they ain't really bothered and they ain't really paying attention to the sides. You know, they mostly focus on just shooting and killing the target. And I did that a lot of times. When you get a perfect moment, use your ultimate, run around them. Usually like I use invis, somewhere around where, like, you know, you are the most baited spot, where you mostly can get caught. That's why I would use her invisibility as well. So first you use ultimate, you run around, and then you put your invisibility on at the most like worst spot you can get caught at. just to get an extra like stealth and crazy movement speed, you know. Then you close the tunnel at a safe-ish place, just try to put it somewhere where they cannot see, just in case you need to fall back. After what, you sandwich those poor folks that are cluelessly shooting at your teammates. They get wrecked from both sides. If they pay attention to you, then your teammates get a better chance to kill them. Same goes the other way around. But keep in mind, it's possible that, you know, they will notice you and lock you down before your teammate even gets a chance to do something. So you have to be really sneaky, and you have to use it at the right time when they are most unaware of. Now, with that out of the way, there's also other ways of using your ultimate. You can use it defensively to get your team out of the bad position and camp the other side, you know, of the tunnel. If enemy follow up, you can just destroy him. Or a supportive way, for example, if your teammate is down, you can activate it in a safe place, after which run towards him, close the tunnel near him. Both of you go back to the safe zone where you can pick him up. Or also you can use it to help out your teammates in the storm. There's many ways you can use it. It really depends on the situation, but it's best to be used as flanking, you know, just to use this very aggressively and sandwiching your enemy, at least in my opinion. And last but not least, pros and cons. First, let's go with pros. Wraith is very fast and a flanking machine. Survivability is very high since of her passive and active being very defensive and making her invincible for brief duration. Her teleport can make game-changing plays and get you a high kill game, or save your teammates at worst scenarios. But let's be real, there's better supportive characters for that than Wraith. Now moving on to cons. 6 out of 10 times your passive will be useless since the enemy is already shooting at you. So, you know, it's kind of like, what's the point of your passive telling you somebody's looking at you whilst they are already shooting at you? Your active animation is long enough for you to actually still get killed, and it makes it loud enough noise to hear it. Also, there's a cloud following you, so, you know, they can figure out where you're going and where you're running, and pretty much just, you know, wait it out and shoot you down anyway. Your ultimate is very unique and requires a lot of skill to master and to be used effectively. Like, I don't know, it's just very hard to use, especially at the start. A lot of people don't even know that you can combine them together with your active ability. Also, your enemies can use it against you by attacking you right in your back, just like I did right here. So you have to be very careful, and you have to always, you know, watch your back on your own ultimate, just because your enemy can actually follow you up. Also, there's a meme that you run like a Naruto, which is, you know, some people might consider cringe. And you can't throw grenades through the teleport. That will be OP. Imagine throwing a grenade through the teleport. That would be so good. That would just bring so many plays to the game. But also that would be OP. So there we go, guys. That's all I got to say about Wraith. I really like the hero, aka Legend, and I hope I gave you some valuable information how she might be used. There's a chance that you probably didn't even know that you can, you know, toggle those abilities together. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if it was useful to you. Comment down below your thoughts, and if you think I missed anything, just put it down below for other people and for myself as well, because I do like Wraith. I'll be making more content on Apex Legends, so if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell. I also make videos about Sea of Thieves, Hightail, and probably a lot more new games that are going to be coming out in the future that I find interesting. So see you guys later. Bye.